is the program that asks hard questions and gets answers. Dedicated to uncovering the truth, this is the Hunt Lyman Show. I'm Hunt Lyman. Remember the drug-inspired songs of the 60s and 70s? Well, today I'll be talking with the rock star about his role in creating that music. I'll also be talking with the minister about the effects that music had on the young people of that era. I'll be talking about the meaning of rock and roll.
I'm always finding this stuff in my pocket.
Wait! Don't throw that away! I collect lint!
Attention, serious lint collectors. Now there's a magazine especially for you. Lint Collector Monthly Magazine. You'll be kept up to date on the latest in the fascinating world of lint collecting, issue after issue. You'll get up-to-the-minute information on such things as the growing lint food filler industry, lint's scientific applications, such as lint for rocket fuel, and even lint fashion ideas. It's all there in each edition of Lint Collector Magazine. Order your subscription now. Operators are standing by.
Hi, I'm Sally from Lint Collector Magazine. If you call me now, you can get this free handy clothes shaver, a $10 value, all for free, plus some additional information on new lint food filler products. Call me now at the number on your screen.
Order your subscription of Lint Collector Magazine now. Only $19.95 a year. Call 1-800-PICK-LINT. That's 1-800-PICK-LINT. Lint Collector Magazine.
The Butterscotch Pigs were one of the 60s and 70s most prolific bands, producing 15 albums in 10 years, selling out concerts from coast to coast. Through their music, many claim they have influenced the popularity of psychedelic drugs in the 60s. My first guest is the lead singer of that legendary rock band, the Butterscotch Pigs. Welcome, Derek DeFette.
It's good to have you here.
Thanks, man. Derek, it's been 15 years since you and the Butterscotch Pigs last recorded. What have you been doing with yourself?
Well, Hunt, I've been studying a lot. I've been meditating, and I'm really at peace with myself and the universe. And well, I'm currently starring in a new movie called Into the Blue Sky.
Into the Blue Sky, that's beautiful. I believe we have a clip of that right here. Could you set this up for us?
Oh, sure. This is where a guy's murdered a whole herd of cattle in a neighboring town, and I confront him in a bar.
What are you looking at? Give me a black cow.
That's due out next month.
Really? That's fabulous.
Yeah, the Butterscotch Pigs is also currently doing a reunion tour across the United States.
Really? So you've gotten back together with some of the original members of the band?
No, not exactly. See, it's really better than that. We've got a new guitarist that's better than the original one. It's really great. And then we have, well, we were able to get the original drummer's ex-wife's stepdaughter to play drums for us.
Really?
So you might say that our lineup is new and improved.
I'll be darned. Well, I believe we have a picture of that lineup right here.
There's also a satellite group of the Butterscotch that's licensed to Canada. You see, they cover territory up there that we can't cover. And that's kind of the direction I'm thinking about going, you know, in the future, is franchising the group's name, and eventually there may be satellite groups playing all over the world with the Butterscotch Pig's name.
That's
I also distribute these plastic personal healing crystals.
plastic.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what they're made of. The energy you get from them is still the same.
Well, nonetheless, good luck with your ventures, Derek. Derek, in the late 1960s, early 70s, your band was at the forefront of the drug rock era with hits like Hallucination, Fascination, LSD and Me, and A Dog Named Cocaine.
Yeah, but see, Hunt, I don't think our songs were ever really about drugs per se.
We'll get back to that in a minute. I'd like to introduce our next guest, the Reverend Levon Ramey of the First Church of Salem, Mass. Welcome, Reverend.
Thank you.
Reverend, does your church have any affiliation with any denomination?
Well, you know, it's funny that you should ask that, because no, we do not have a denominational affiliation at this time. We have not found a denomination that agrees with some of our inspired doctrines. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking of starting a denomination of my own and calling it Rameyism, and I think a lot of people out there would be interested to know that. But I'm getting ahead of myself here.
You sure are.
what we believe in is some things like we do daily burnt sacrifices of shrubs and green vegetables, and we do not believe in wearing rubber-soled shoes.
I see. Reverend, you have been very vocal about your stand on some moral issues, specifically
Yes.
your distaste for rock and roll.
Yes, you know, Hunt, I believe that my views are really not exclusive to me only, but that I accurately represent a large portion of the population, possibly the majority of Americans. Did you know that rock and roll actually has a debilitating effect on the mind and can destroy brain cells? It's the truth.
I didn't know that. Derek, did you know that?
Well, I didn't.
Reverend, in your latest book, you mentioned that the influence that groups like the Butterscotch Pigs had on a generation of young people has set this country on a course for communist or even space alien takeover.
Hunt,
Reverend, that is pretty strong stuff.
I firmly believe that statement, and I stand firmly behind it, too.
Derek, how do you take issue with this?
Hey, it's a free country. This man can believe anything he wants to, but I ain't no communist.
Well, the problem is this all sounds fine and good, but it is not a reasonable price to pay for rock and roll's mind-debilitating and corroding destructive effects.
So, you do think rock and roll sounds good?
I don't mean that. I mean that it sounds good to the general population, but that is beside the point. Rock and roll has opened up the door for young people's experimentation with drugs, armed robbery, poor hygiene, and repulsively colored rubber-soled shoes like the
Come
ones you're wearing
on.
right now.
Yeah, it's not.
Hallucination, fascination, a dog named cocaine, LSD, and me. Do these sound like songs about drugs to you? We'll find out more about the effects of rock and roll when we come back from the Hunt Lyman Show.
Here, look at this.
Here's what people are saying about the scariest film of the season.
I rolled all over the guy next to me 3 times, and he was so into it, he didn't even care.
It's flesh-eating mutant milkmen.
There was blood and milk everywhere.
People were throwing milk at the screen. It was really great.
Flesh-eating mutant milkmen.
There's something about this film. Chicks just love it.
It was a beautiful love story.
I can't wait for the sequel.
I'll never drink milk again.
Flesh-eating mutant milkmen. It'll change the way you think about dairy products. Not recommended for sensitive audiences or viewers with an IQ over 55. Gross-out pictures in local theaters are not responsible for any psychological damage this movie may cause. Coming soon to theaters everywhere.
I really think that rock and roll is going to end this war in Vietnam.
Look at all the birds way up in the sky. They got no worries as they fly way up high. They don't care about politics or pollution or you and I. They got
We were cut short of Woodstock, but I think you're really going to like our next album.
It's a thing that can't be bought. It's a thing we need a lot. It's a thing that can't be bought. No. It's a thing we need a lot more of. It's a thing that can't be bought.
Well, our music is really an extension of our lifestyle, you know? We just want to be remembered as the guys that want to have a good time.
Doesn't that bring back memories, Derek?
Yeah.
You all right? Derek, back in 1964 when you started the Butterscotch Pigs with Alan Fringo, Neil Hart, and Mary Potts, was there a goal in mind for the band?
Well, actually, when we first started out, we were called the Butterscotch Pigs from Hell. But then our manager made us change our name, you know, for commercial reasons after the first album.
I see. I believe we have a slide of that cover right here.
If I may interrupt for a moment, Hunt.
Well, certainly, Reverend.
You know, if you look at that picture, I believe you can tell that even at that time, the Butterscotch Pigs were thinking about sex.
Come on.
Isn't it true that during the time that picture was taken, there was a nude statue in the studio?
Wait, wait. There is a nude statue. There is a nude statue.
I rest my case.
I don't believe this.
Thank you for pointing that out, Reverend Ramey.
You're welcome.
Now, Derek, let's get back to our line of questioning. When you started the band back in 1964, did you and your friends expect to be rock and roll stars from the very beginning?
No, we just wanted to be free, man. You know, free. Yeah, freedom, man. That's what we were all about, you know. We had a song on our first album called Free. It was about a guy who always ate for free.
Speaking of your music, let's get into the meanings of some of your other songs, like your 1968 hit, LSD and Me. And here's a part of it.
Life is so busy in this little world of mine. I shake the fading night and my lips hold a track of time. Is this really happening or is it in my mind? I really don't know. Must be LSD and me. LSD and me.
Now, let me read those lyrics back. Life is breezy in this little world of mine. Shapes fade in and out. I lose track of time. Is this really happening, or is it all in my mind? I don't know. Must be LSD and me. LSD and me. LSD and me. Now, Derek, these certainly sound like songs about drugs to me.
You see, Hunt? A lot of people have that impression. And actually, that song originated during a summer vacation I took to a little town on the coast.
On the coast.
Sure. See, I went to, I had to rent a house at this beach, and I went to this rental agency. They had two different kinds of houses. They had the, you know, the seaside cottages, and then they had the luxury seaside domains, which I call LSDs for short. Well, you know, it boils down to is I rented an LSD, I spent my summer there, and actually the song is about my summer vacation.
Oh!
It's like the title song from the Dog Named Cocaine album. People think, yeah, that's got to be about drugs, right?
Sure.
Well, it wasn't. I'll tell you what it was about.
What was it about?
See, I lived with this model for about 5 years, and we had a son named Jake.
Jake.
Well, when Jake was about 1.5 years old, we got him a dog, and my old lady and I called it Wayne Cochran, you know, after the singer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very
And
familiar.
we called it Cochran for short. Well, Jake couldn't talk very good, so when he tried to say Cochran, it came out cocaine. Actually, it was cute. Plus, the dog was white, so it kind of fit.
I see. What about Hallucination Fascination?
See, there are actually two versions of that song. Now, the first one was definitely not about drugs, okay? But then a couple of band members got together and rewrote some of the lyrics, and after that, I'm pretty sure it was about drugs. But I didn't sing the lead in it, so I never really paid attention to the words.
Reverend Ramey.
You see, Hunt, we never really intended to promote drugs. People will believe what they want to believe.
But let's have Reverend Ramey. I'm sure you take issue that you believe the exact opposite of what Mr. DeFett says is true.
Yes, exactly, Hunt. I believe that Mr. DeFett, the Butterscotch Pigs, and other groups like them deliberately set out to influence our young people into taking drugs, growing long hair, and they altered the mores of our society forever. Mr. DeFett, I'm sure this will come as a surprise to you, but I have in my possession the Rock and Roll Manifesto, written in 1968 by a very close personal friend of yours, Ronnie Halen, who has since been put in an asylum. Right here on page 10 it says, rock and roll will give us peace. We will use it to clog the minds of the old. We will use it to squish the government and save the whales. Rock and roll is the supreme power.
I don't know where you got that. You know, That guy was always a little crazy. They only made 3 or 4 copies, and I thought they were all gone.
Well, you know, they're not gone. It does not change the fact that this document does exist and was used to corrupt the mind of a generation.
Yeah, this is a very interesting turn of events.
Yes, it is.
Let's move on to our questioning, though. Mr. DeFett, have you ever used backward masking on any of your albums?
Well, yeah, there was that one time
I knew it.
we backmasked a very large and long belch on the back of one of our records. But other than that, as far as I can remember, no, we haven't.
Reverend, do you take issue with this?
Oh, you bet I do.
Bet you do, too.
But before I get into that, you know, I would like to say that we have reprinted copies of this Rock and Roll Manifesto. If anybody would like to see them with their own eyes, they can write us at the First Church in Salem, Massachusetts. We will send $3, and we will give them a copy of this. And Hunt, I'm sure you don't mind if we flash our address up on the screen later on. We're only printing 50,000 of these, so make sure you get your request in very soon. Is that okay?
I think we can work that out,
but
Reverend.
as far as backward masking is concerned, I appreciate you asking me about this because I have much to say on this. As a matter of fact, on the Dog Named Cocaine album of the Butterscotch Pigs, there's a song called Doing the Devil's Work that has one of my, we have documented, one of the Cultural Watchdog staff members and myself have documented that it has backmasked messages on the song Doing the Devil's Work.
We'll hear that song forwards and backwards when we return to the Hunt Lyman Show.
I don't understand why doctors charge so much. It can't be that hard to cut out somebody's gallbladder.
Now, there's a new party line that's taken the nation simple-minded by storm. It's the Idiot Line, 1-900-555-IDIOT. Now, when you're feeling down, you can talk to another idiot like yourself.
It's a really great car. I ran it without oil for a while, and it got better gas mileage.
Non-idiots can call and just listen in. You'll feel so much better about yourself after you listen to an idiot.
Did you ever use a hair dryer in the bathtub? It saves a lot of time. In fact, I'm talking to you right now from the tub.
The Idiot Line is available 24 hours a day. $5 for the first minute, $2 for each additional minute. 1-900-555-IDIOT.
I knew the S&Ls were going bad. That's why I never put money in the bank. I always carry it with me.
No one will make fun of your opinions. You can be yourself on the Idiot Line.
I found mayonnaise tastes better when it's warm.
1-900-555-IDIOT.
We're back. We've taken the actual studio master of the Butterscotch Pigs album, A Dog Named Cocaine, and we've equalized them to achieve a better recognition of the words. We'll now play what we found forward and backward on this specially synchronized machine. Stan, roll the tape. That was Doing the Devil's Work forward. Just another rock and roll song? Let's hear it backwards.
Don't brush your teeth. It could kill you.
Could we hear that again, Hunt?
Yes, please. Stan, play it again.
Don't brush your teeth. It could kill you.
Quite fascinating.
Hunt, you've heard the old saying, cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, I believe the Butterscotch Pigs knew what they were doing when they were chipping away at the institution of cleanliness because they believed that next would fall godliness.
Hey, here's what happened, okay? At the time we made that record, we had a producer that believed that the toothpaste companies were putting brainwashing drugs in the toothpaste for the government. That's why it's in there.
Oh, I don't believe that
And
anymore.
I'm not so sure it was wrong.
I believe we have a caller that would like to ask a question. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, this is Bob calling from Illinois. About that backwards masking. Isn't Doing the Devil's Work bad enough forwards that what we hear backwards sounds harmless?
What exactly are you saying?
Well, shouldn't we be more concerned about what is obvious than what is hidden?
Son, I think you're missing the point. We're talking about something that's deeper than surface perceptions here.
Does that answer your question, caller?
Not really.
Well, thank you for calling. While we're on the subject of backward masking, our crack research staff here at the Hunt Lyman Show has analyzed forwards and backwards some tapes on you, Reverend. What? We have audio analyzed some of your sermons from the past year and found some evident cases of backward masking.
No.
Stan, roll the tape.
I need a new Rolls Royce. The payments are $1,000 a month. Send your money now. I need a new Rolls Royce. The payments are $1,000 a month. Send your money now.
What motivated you to use such controversial methods of fundraising, Reverend?
I have no knowledge of this. That is not my voice on there. When I get back to Salem, I'm going to get to the bottom of this immediately.
Well, to say the least, this has been a stimulating show, and we're about out of time. But before we go, Derek DeFette, do you have any closing comments?
Yeah. Rock and roll's good for you. It's good for America, and it'll live forever. And my plastic healing crystals are good for you, too. If you want one, write to me and carry the show.
Reverend, any closing comments?
Oh, rock and roll is bad for you. It's bad for young people, and oh, my.
Okay, this has been the Hunt Lyman Show. Join us tomorrow when we talk to two Wisconsin lumberjacks who had a personal encounter with Bigfoot. See you then.
Hey, Rev.
Yes.
You know, the payments on new Rolls Royce are close to $1,300 a month.
$1,300 a month?
Yeah, I checked it out.
Oh.
Hey, that was great. I gotta learn that technique with the back and stuff.
Do you have a silver shadow? Is that what you have?
No, I don't have one. See, if I sell some of these, I can get a Rolls Royce. But right now, I don't have it.
Maybe we could get together on this.
If you show me how to do that,
I'm always
sell
interested
some of
in
these things like
business
that, you know,
opportunities.
I can contribute money to your church.
Okay, that could be interesting.
Sure.
If you would like a copy of the Rock and Roll Manifesto, send $3 to Reverend Levon Ramey, the First Church of Salem, P.O. Box 666, Salem, Massachusetts, 01101. If you'd like to become a charter member of the Hunt Lyman Fan Club, send $10 to Hunt is a Hunk, P.O. Box 123, Hollywood, California, 90213. We'll send you a Hunt Lyman Show pen and notepad, a monthly guide to future shows, and an 8x10 glossy of Hunt Lyman. Until tomorrow, this is Johnny Frank for the Hunt Lyman Show.
She flew at speeds in excess of 2,200 miles per hour, cruised at an